Thank you, Mr. Chair. Secretary Chavez-Dreamer, good afternoon.
Nice to see you, Congressman.
It's good to see you as well. Congratulations on your confirmation by the Senate. The last administration seemed to think that Senate confirmation was optional, so it's great to have a legitimate Senate-confirmed Secretary of Labor, and the fact that the last nominee for your role got bipartisan opposition, whereas you got overwhelming bipartisan support, I think is very telling. It shows that we have a Secretary of Labor who is on the side of American workers. I wanted to ask you about the connection between our K-12 education system and workforce issues, which is, of course, implicit in the very setup of this committee. It is the Education and Workforce Committee, which you were once a member of. But in many ways, at the level of policy, these two things have been disconnected for a long time. You know, we've kind of got into this mentality that the purpose of our K-12 education system is to prepare students for college and that everyone should go to college. And we're starting to see a little bit of a swing of the pendulum back towards supporting things like career education. And I had the chance to speak with a group that assembled in my district earlier this week for a workforce summit at our local community college. And they had folks who are leaders in higher education and K-12 education and major employers from the area thinking about how can we work together to prepare folks for the workforce of the future. So, I shared some of my thoughts about what we could do at the level of federal policy, but wanted to give you a chance if you were able to speak with them about what your thoughts might be. Indeed, I hope you could at some point, actually, on your tour across the country, stop by my district. But what are your thoughts about what we'd like to see in our K-12 education system from a workforce perspective?
Yeah, thank you, Congressman. The whole point of the America at Work tour is to do just that, listen to what's happening on the ground. And then culminating really my experiences as a former mayor, as a business owner, and as a congresswoman, and now secretary, to say what's best for the local communities. If we lead, again, from the American workers' perspective and the local community perspective, we know we can offer the future workforce through K-12 education and the future workforce of America that students will back into these degrees based on market demand. Listening to the private sector say what they actually need and then drawing A to B and saying, here's how we're gonna get you there. So many times I'm talking to the 25 to 27-year-old who's being reintroduced to the community college, who still is working 40 hours a week, who now then goes to school at night just to gain that extra certificate so that they can improve on their life for their families. It is those kind of stories that I'm hearing over and over again, that they want the flexibility to earn while they learn, to understand that this is where they want to have a choice in their education. And then as it relates to K through 12 and working again with Secretary McMahon at the Department of Education, we are consistently trying to understand how we're going to invest in that future workforce, and that's going to take investment on the front end of our K through 12 education. So I'm looking forward to working with her as we move through this process, and then working with our respective state partners to understand what does California need specifically that's different than Oregon, that's different than Indiana, that's different than Michigan, different than Utah. And so as I travel around the country, that is my focus, is talking to the American worker and understanding exactly what they need, and then coming back to the President of the United States, having him understand that, and as we put those toward our America First policies, then I'll look to Congress to pass this big, beautiful bill that needs to be passed so that we can move forward with investing in our future workforce.
I think it's a tremendous approach and a great vision for the future of education and the workforce. Thank you for your leadership. I yield back.
Thank you, Congressman.